Hi, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here, again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. You know, for those of you who have listened to some of my posts, I don't think you have any doubt that I'm convinced that the message that I share with you is probably the best message that any person who desires to be free could ever hear. Not want to hear, but could ever hear. And yet, I find that after 40 years of constantly doing it, it is just as necessary today, perhaps even more so, than the past. And thank goodness it's real. There's nothing fake about it. And I'm capable and will continue as long as I have the ability to do so, to share with you the truth that I have been given. I didn't learn it and I wasn't smart. It was given. And because it was given, I have the responsibility, I have the obligation of sharing with you what you do not know, even though you think you do. And so this is what I do. I remember when the 2016 presidential election was taking place. And there was a young man that was going to run for office by the name of Donald J. Trump. And I listened as his opponents of the Republican Party spoke to the American people to advise us of what kind of guy this man was. And based upon the information that was made available to us, it was obvious, just by that information, that this man was dangerous. He was a crook, and as crooked as could be, and didn't even know it, or knew it and didn't care. And having watched this man for all of those years till today, and he has done some despicable things, and he's not even ashamed. I'm ashamed for him, as I would be ashamed for anybody who got up and acted so foolish. Yet I understand that this man is not just a guilty man, he's a victim. This man was not born into the world like this. And even though there are millions, perhaps, that are just like this man, his voice is out there the loudest, just to let all of us, not just America, but the world know that these type of people exist, and they are dangerous. But yet it is a plea, is a call, a carrying call for someone, if the power be real, to do something. To do something. And as I think about Mr. Trump, Donald J. Trump, brought into this world, and his environment, and his father, all of that he's been exposed to, created this. An innocent young boy, trained and brought up to be just this, and given to we, the people of this country, and say, here he is. And this is what it's constantly been doing, as you can see. The privileges that have been extended to him since he's been caught up in all of this stuff, and those who've been attached to him are doing time in prison or jails. And yet he's still walking around, given the opportunity to tell the American people that forget all that you know, forget all that you've seen and heard. But I want to come back and be president again because I want to get everybody that turned their backs on me. I can't stand it, he says, based upon how his parents taught him. I can't stand it. I want to punish him. Put me back in office. If you don't put me back in office, I might even come back and get you. And counting on you doing it. Because you know, and everybody else knows, that he has every plan he can possibly come up with to steal this election. He's not worried about winning an election. His plans are to steal it. Well, really, it says, anyway, I get it. That's his plan. But, ladies and gentlemen, this happens, and I'm saying that I talked about it as long as I have because it expresses what goes on in government. It expresses what goes on in life around the world with our people, human beings, just like you and I. So my whole point in saying these kinds of things to you, because I know you understand, you see them every day, and as you, so does the rest of the world. But I want you to know, my friends, that it is time, the game is over. I have talked to you I got thousands of videos, posts here and there telling you I've gone to jail, I've gone to prisons, I've committed crimes just to get your attention, knowing that if I couldn't get your attention, I was going to have to do the time. And when I couldn't get your attention, I'm glad that I did the time. Yes, my friends, I did the time. And when I look at people acting crazy, it doesn't matter to me whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're young or old. When you do stupid stuff, it embarrasses me. And it's not just the citizens, it's those of you who call yourselves in positions of power. If I see the President of the United States acting like I'm ashamed of it, then I am ashamed of it. And I've been ashamed of many presidents because they lack the knowledge to know what to do in order to make a better change in the people. Sure, we put a constitution up that's supposed to do all of the things that the Constitution does. But, my friends, the Constitution is a representation of people. And we have put it together in such a way we say it is the best that have ever existed on the face of the earth. But when it does not meet the challenge of life, that fails, and it needs to be dealt with. And there are many ways that you can deal with it. For instance, what Trump and his mega groups won't work. What Putin and his group are doing, it won't work. What Israel and its group is doing, it won't work. What any Palestinians are doing in their group, it won't work. What the Africans are doing, it won't work, ladies and gentlemen. It won't work. It might extend a little bit of time here and there, but if it's not the real deal, it's not going to stay. So what is the real deal? The real deal is the truth. I want you to know that every government on the face of the earth, however good it is, and most governments to their people, is good. They believe in it. Not everyone, especially those who don't benefit from it. But the ones that benefit from it, it is out of sight. For instance, our government. Many people in our government make money, big money. The kinds of systems that are set up and how they can engage themselves allows them to make all kinds of money, millions and millions of dollars. And some even become billionaires or multi-billionaires. They, with that money, can do all kinds of things that many of us can't even imagine being done. And yet we exist. The game, my friends, is over. Because everything that happens every day in our lives is nothing but a game. You don't know it. The game was started before you got here. And the game has been played since it was started. Nobody's changed, didn't even know it was a game. And if they did, they played it. It's a game. It's a game of people using whatever they can to abuse and exploit. And for the most part, they use God, they use religion, they use anything that you yield yourselves to exploit you. The game time is over. I have spent many, many years talking about the preachers, the church and religion and the Bible and what it means. And I've both tried to deliver a message to you that was kind of gentle. When I wanted to chastise in the way that I've been given to chastise, I wanted to do it so it was mellow. It didn't frighten you. It didn't make you angry. You know, you say you can catch bees with honey. So what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, when you come, not to run you away, but to draw you near. And what we have today is a continuation of the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, the truth is this. To all preachers, all religions, just game, black and white, small churches and big churches, just games. Very few of these participants know that it's a game. Masses do not know it. I mean, they are as committed as can be. And how committed can that be? As committed as they are with the English language if they're here. They speak that English language. And who they are is just like that English language, what we've been exposed and what we have been taught to be. Except the truth is something that's special. Nobody's going to really tell it to you unless they really know what they're talking about. In the messages that I've spoken to you, It has been delivered in such a way that a baby can understand how the peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and living dreams can be easily attained. How you can live in peace and be free, joyous. How you can do these things, never suffering for anything, food, clothes, shelter, education, transportation, anything that's made by the hands of man, just that doggone something. All of the resources given to you by this power of truth. So that these things that you imagine that you want to do and can do and do, causes a manifestation, and everybody benefits from this earth. You're here to benefit from the earth. The earth was made so you could benefit from it. But at the same time, you were made so you can give back not only to the people, not only to one another, but to the earth as well. And in so doing, my God, you talk about paradise, you talk about heaven, you talk about living as though you're there. And it's just that simple. You put the junk aside. See, people don't. They say they believe in God, and they do. I'm sure many of you believe in God. But beliefs, you know what beliefs are. They come and they go depending on what they're exposed to. Truth doesn't do that. The truth exists in the beginning, and it always is. There is a God that is invisible, and you cannot put a tail on it. All you can do is say God has the power to do what God has done. And if he can do that, you can bet your life. There ain't nothing so far as we can tell is stopping God. So, what I'm telling you, we've committed ourselves to the dictates of men and women. In America today, Donald Trump met his match. The criminal has met the prosecutor running for president. He can't run that scam on her like he can do other people, because she can ask the questions. Where's the evidence? She'll expose them well. And if the people are ready, they will do what they have said they will do. Law and order. But ladies and gentlemen, this just is. And the beauty that she brings, the beauty that the Democrats bring to the table today, man, based upon stuff what's been exposed to for so long, it just sounds absolutely fantastic. But remember, it's all a game. And so when I come to you today to speak to you, I'm speaking to you from this perspective. I speak to you as one who has no food, or clothing, a shelter, a home. I'm speaking to you as one that's not in no nappy head. I'm speaking to you as one who will never go to college, who will never go to school. I'm speaking to you as one who's homeless, who will probably become a beggar bum, who might become a rapist, I'm speaking to you as one who is missing life. And you, my friend, by not knowing the truth and not projecting the truth, allows that to continue to exist. And yet you set up and call yourself children of God, filled with fire, the Holy Ghost, dog, talking about the word in Scripture. I want you to know that my name is Eddie Marker, spokesman and advocate for basically human rights, and it has been given to me to tell you, as far as I can see, you have no knowledge of God. I mean the real God. You got beliefs. I mean, you can do all your justification with your beliefs, but you cannot speak the truth. The kind of truth that tell you every man is a liar. God is the truth. And if a man wants to be in truth, he got to speak to you in truth, which says that God, my friend, is. And by that power can you, and only by that power will you. Well, Trump can do nothing for us. It sounds good for those who love it. Kamala Harris as President of the United States is an absolutely wonderful thing. A woman President of the United States of America, and for some people black, and hooked to this organization and that organization, everybody go, wow. But at the end of the day, welfare recipients will still be there. People will still receive lesser than what they call a satisfied life. That stuff will continue, because the only thing that's going to change it is you using the truth. Now, I think about anybody that's got the money to do the things they want to do. What would they think about this message that I've just shared with you? They would say that nigga's a damn fool. And they would probably mean it from the bottom of their heart. But that's exactly what I'm trying to tell the world. You are a damn fool following a lie. Following a lie. You say, I know you want to say, the Bible this, the Bible that. Donald Trump just proved to you how that crap works. How it's been working all the time. You want to add songs to it, add the Constitution to it, put his name on it, all that stuff. He's just showing you how people are. Then you want to talk about, let's not talk about it. So what am I saying to you? I'm saying to you that everything that is made by the hands of man is an idea that has come to men by the power of that Almighty God, that invisible power. Ideas that desire to become, to do, that's God. And the resources that will be required is already here, prepared for this moment in time. That's God. And the benefits of it is for the people, wherever they might be, that desire to possess thereof. It's God's gift, just like the air, just like the water that we breathe and drink every day, the food that we eat that keeps us alive, the gifts that we have, the way we express ourselves, it cause the manifestation of all kinds of things. That's God giving love to the people that they might love. And what do they have to do in order to benefit from all of this great, wonderful love that only God can give through you, my people, acting through truth? What is required of you? You say, love one another? Yeah, but I mean, what's really can express love? What is really required of you? That you have a career, you got a job, something that you love doing, something that you come on this earth to do. Do it. Do something. Engage yourself in life. Build this life and stop walking after these crooks lying to you. It politics, preachers, everybody using the stuff that God has given to lie and deceive and mess you up. And everybody's playing the game. Everybody's playing the game. I mean, I ain't fussing at you. I'm just trying to share with you the truth. And until you decide to straighten this thing up and say you're going to stop abusing, that you're not going to be allowing suffering to exist and you know it, you're not going to support it in any kind of way. But not only are you going to not support it, but you're going to be determined to find out how to fix this problem in the best, most wonderful kind of way, that it brings no suffering and pain to anyone. Why? Because it's the stuff that God is made of. It ain't made of no stinking man lying, talking about he pretty. No, my friend, God is wonderful. That's what I know. Now, you might say, well, how do you tell that message? I tell that message because I know what God did for me. I know what God did for me. And it allows me to stand here courageously and tell the Pope and all you folks that y'all playing a game. And it's continuing because you playing a game. And if you weren't playing a game, the changes would be made. And if they weren't made, you wouldn't be here. Why? Because you wouldn't accept it any other kind of way. God ain't playing no games. So the game is over if you accept the truth. Well, I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think I might have given you some stuff that might be new to you. And if it is, I hope it's beneficial, that you might use it and bless yourselves and everybody else. Until then, we got to stay busy. Eddie Marcus.